But I want to play a tape. It's not so much a part of my game for this evening, but because it's a breaking news, and I want to just feature it in this broadcast, as they call it. It's something to do with another coup in Africa. This time it's in the Congo, what they call Congo Brazzaville, because they have two Congos. You have the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and then this other Congo, a smaller Congo called Congo Brazzaville. These countries are very wealthy countries, rich in resources, and France has been hanging on to them for the longest while. So let me do this. I'm going to do my countdown thing first, and then I'm going to, when it's finished, I'm going to come in with the Congo story so that I can use the time to send out some invitations. All right? So watch this. All right, so that's it. That went down. I didn't get to do much because things kind of got a little confusing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go straight. I'm going to go straight to this thing on the Congo. All right, I'm going to go straight to this Congo thing. So here we go.
Three coups
Oh, sorry.
inevitable. More updates as we get them. Thanks for watching. There are reports of a military coup in another French colony in Central African Republic, Congo Brazzaville. Their president, Denis Nguesso, who has been in power since 1997, is in faraway New York attending the UN National Assembly meeting. The media in Congo are currently reporting that military men are taking over government institutions. Recall that Denis Nguesso won re-election in 2021 with 88% of the votes. Although there are scarce information why the military are taking power in Congo Brazzaville, but we all know that agitations can arise from rigged elections. When politicians perpetuate themselves in power as if the presidency is a monarchy, as if no one else can do the job, they rig elections and prevent citizens from removing them through the ballot. They make military coups inevitable. More updates as we get them. Thanks for watching.
All right, welcome back. That takes care of that. Um, I wanted to put that there played because one, it's a breaking news. My real business here this evening is to do a bit of a what I call an autopsy. You know, I think it's an appropriate word to do an autopsy on what happened at the to do what an autopsy and the conference, the PNP conference, the 85th conference of the People's National Party. And because of the way things have been playing out with this party, sometimes you feel it's could be pronounced dead any minute. We see the conference looked not exciting like former conferences. It had a nice little number, representative. Look a little bit, maybe just about when the first conference after COVID, or maybe a little more. But I'm just trying to finish up sending out the invites here. And so hang with me one quick second. I'm just about there. All right. So as I said, I've decided to do this thing. I was trying to use that war scene in not war scene. It's what you call it. You're a coup. Another coup in Africa. Because people are getting fed up of some of these leaders. This one that happened today, this man has been in power for over 40 years. And I'm going to do it, I'll probably just replay it because, I didn't get things going fast enough and some people would have missed the first part. So just to bring people up to date, up to scratch. So bear with me.
There are reports of a military coup in another French colony in Central African Republic, Congo-Brazzaville. Their president, Denis Nguesso, who has been in power since 1997, is in faraway New York attending the UN National Assembly meeting. The media in Congo are currently reporting that military men are taking over government institutions. Recall that Denis Nguesso won re-election in 2021 with 88% of the votes. Although there are scarce information why the military are taking power in Congo-Brazzaville, but we all know that agitations can arise from rigged elections. When politicians perpetuate themselves in power as if the presidency is a monarchy, as if no one else can do the job, they rig elections and prevent citizens from removing them through the ballot. They make military coups inevitable. More updates as we get them. Thanks for watching.
All right, so okay, so I had to replay it because I wasn't quite settled, and I see quite a few people have started joining in as I went through that. Now, our business for today, first and foremost, before I even get started, I want to give some people some time to come in. So I'm going to just address another little topic, the one with Sharika Jackson. I'm very pleased the way things ended for this young lady today. She ended her season injury-free, and she also broke a record. Not the record that I think she wanted, or I would have loved to see her taking today, and that would have been the world record, but she broke the meet record with what she did today. And I am very happy for her. She has ended the season injury-free, and you want that. Her time today was, I think it was 21:57, yeah, 21:57, over 200 meters. And that is good news. Now, we're going into the Olympics next year. It's an Olympic year. Got 2024 Olympics usually fall on a even number. We had kind of gone, it's like we get a bonus this time because of COVID, and they had to keep one just after COVID. And so we're now just catching up. And so she's looking good. Granted, when you go off at this time of the year, when you go on your break this time of the year, you're gonna go pretty much relax, chill out. And then when the seasons, I think it's a 6 weeks break she's going on. So even before by Christmas, they're gonna go start back in training, because at least between now and the end of say October, that would have been the 6 weeks. So she has to start back in training, and then they're gonna hit the road early again and all of that next year. But this thing with Shakari, I I don't know. She has all. It's a strange thing the way Shakari does her thing. She will show strong one this day, and then another week, 2 weeks, she just start falling apart. And it's same kind of thing is repeating itself. As I said last night, I can have in my own head something, but I'm not gonna throw anything out there lest somebody go say I'm a sour grapes kind of thing, But I want to give her a props. She did what she did, and she's out there now. So today, it was the 85th conference of the People's National Party, our main opposition party in Jamaica. Sometimes I have to spell out these things because we're getting people from different, people as far as in several, maybe 30, 40 countries in Africa are now, tuning into my program. So I have to kind of spell out some of these things. And the People's National Party is one of the foremost political parties in the Caribbean and even in the West. It is known to be one of a very powerful, party when it gets a machinery when they get going. But this time around, they're going through some tough times because people are unhappy. There was a kind of a coup that took place, what they call institutional coup or constitutional coup that took place in Jamaica. They have those in Africa too, where the men go into power, they win one election, and they stick around, they rig every other election that comes after that, and it keeps them in power. This man, the one we just watched from the Congo, Brazzaville, he has been there since 1997, and still sticking around for what nobody knows. And he's old, and what they tend to do is prepare their children, a son or a daughter, to take over like it's a monarchy. So they by themselves transform it into a monarchy. Just like we see in Jamaica now, where these people, they took control of the People's National Party. They pretty much jacked it up as it is right now by setting things in play that you can't move them. So I don't want to hold people too long. I want to jump into the PNP business to say that the president of the party, Mark Rowland, I call him Massa Mark. Massa Mark is running badly in the polls, but if you see him at work, you would think he's the one who is leading up by about 20 points, but he's actually behind by about 17 points in favorability rating. The party has also fallen behind, but he's operating like he's out front. So I'm just going to play a little bit of it. Oh, the key shot about today's thing to me, why I've decided to go this evening, the key thing with what Massa Mark is doing, and I'm going to play that piece of tape first. He went out and he participated in a skit which featured an enslaved black man in chains, and it was portrayed in the skit that he was the only one who was able to free the black man. Now, I know I went off on a rant and a rage about it because we didn't know, no white man gave us our freedom. We had to fight for it. We fought the white man for the freedom. We spilled a lot of blood. We shed a lot of blood for it. A lot of lives were lost to give us our freedom. But here is this Massa Mark trying to portray himself as our liberator that the white man has answers. So let me play this piece of clip first. All right.
And I see this man with a chain around his neck, and somebody ask him, what exactly happened to your big son? Andrew Honest have me on a bandage for 7 years. And we tired of the labor right. Lord have mercy. I get a feeling I have a feeling that Mark Golden has the key to release him out of madness. I get a feeling. I have a feeling. I say I have a feeling. I have a feeling. I have a feeling. I say I have a feeling.
Right. So you see what happened now? Massa, the colonialist, the one who put us in slavery, who put us in chains, held us in slavery for over 400 years. They left after slavery was abolished. They came back and said, you're not going anywhere. So they came with a thing they call neo-colonialism, or they put us in first to slavery, then colonialism. Then colonialism broke down. It ended because Europe went into war. They had what they call a world war, but it was a European war. What they did was to drag people. They promised black people in Africa, in the Caribbean, and wherever in the Pacific, wherever we were, where they had us in slavery and they had to release us. They came and they sold us a bill of lies and said, if you come and fight for us, you'll be freed, you'll be given everything. But when after the war, and we went back home to our countries, our respective countries, those of us who survived, when we came back home, they never fulfilled their promises of giving us anything. In fact, we met even worse hell than before the war. But the thing, part of the problem now is because they were so brutal against each other. They wiped out massive amounts of people out of their population. I think Russia alone lost about 20 million. Germany could be anything close to that. It had to have been in the millions. England lost a lot. France lost a lot. Italy lost a lot. So it was their war, World War One, what they call World War One and Two. And so after when the thing was over, we were out of the straight colonialism. They decided, because they were broke. The real reason why they gave us independence, as they call it, is because they were broke. They couldn't afford to run the colonies anymore. All of them were broke. But through the help of America and America's cunningism, if that's a correct word, but I'm going to use it, America took control of pretty much of the world economies of the world. They took control of the German economy, if not the British Empire, British economy, France for sure, and they, did what they do, and they built them back up, printed money, built them back up, and took money from wherever they could get money from Germany, all that kind of stuff. And then these new countries, they regained their strength, and they brought this. They were forced to give us independence, but they gave us a thing they call they brought a thing that is considered neo-colonialism and the new colonialism. And in that new colonialism, they used their smarts and their tricks and everything. France in particular, as we've gone through this before, where France tricked them, promised them all kinds of things, and forced them to become part of a commonwealth. They don't call it commonwealth. They call it some francophone, and in England on the English side they call it the Commonwealth, the British Commonwealth. But in some of the African countries, you end up with a thing they call francophone countries and anglophone countries. The English one was the anglophone countries, and the French one was the francophone countries. And France really took over quite a few of them. Germany was pushed out. They still had a connection to Namibia, Southwest Africa, they used to call it. And so they continue to control the lives of the people in these places. And now people still are crying out. The people in Africa, they figured out a way to say, we're going to once and for all throw these people off our backs. And thus, you see, these coups are taking place. And the coups, they are taking place, as the Africans say, coups. They're taking place because they're throwing them off, because they came back and they were sitting on the barrel. They were robbing them, taking a whole. France alone was taking $500 billion a year out of Africa, and just they're living the big high life out of it. And the Africans have now said, you know what, no more. And you're having these coups. And they some of it we're not so sure if it's genuine or it's just people trying to take advantage of the situation, or if it could even be France itself who is playing another game and putting some people instead of having good. But the last one here in Congo Brazzaville, I think it's another major blow to France, because in the case of Niger, which the one that was, they're still tearing out the hair and they're still trying to make war with Niger, because that is where the lifeblood of France runs through Niger. In fact, they were supposed to be getting a supply of gas, what we call LNG type of gas, liquid gas. They were supposed to be getting a supply of gas out of Nigeria, and there's a pipeline that they ran through Niger, and they would think, well, when the Nigerian people took over, they said, no, you're not coming through here with it, and shut them out. They also now asking, France used to give them 80 cents, like I say, maybe a gram, something like that, is a gram or one of those, like it's equivalent to like a pound of this uranium which they have. And they said they used to give Niger only 80 cents for a pound of the thing. I'm sometimes not so familiar with the metric thing, so I'm just going to use pounds. It was equivalent to about a pound. And they started to give, they were buying it for 80 cents. Sometimes they don't even get the money because they deposit the money in the French, in the account in the central bank in France, a special account they have for these African countries. And when they're ready for the money, they have to borrow it. So now the people get wise and they say, enough is enough, we're not putting up with this anymore, get out of here. And so they went for the coup and started things. So the last Niger, as I said before, which was a big blow. Now there's another country named Gabon, which they lost like last week. It's just like last week. But for some strange reason, they're not fussy about Gabon. And I know why Niger is a little bit more important, a lot more important to them than say Gabon. Gabon has a lot of oil too. It's a small population. They have about 2 to 3 million people. And it's one of them, they say it's one of the countries with a better standard of living than most other countries, because they have so much oil and it's such a small population. The money that they get can, really do a lot more for the few people. And they broke off, they didn't go after Gabon, but here comes the other one, which has a lot of natural resources. And this one is Congo Brazzaville. The next one, which is even the bigger prize out there, that I think they're going to lose it soon too, is the one they call the Democratic Republic of Congo. That one has so much wealth in it. It can supply the world with everything for probably the next 100 years or whatever. That's a huge place, a massive landmass, and it has a lot of value in there. Gold, diamond, uranium, any one of the things that you need for making telephones and all these things. Let me see. Could you hold on? This man is a PNP man or a former PNP man. Let me see if he wants to come on and talk something. Lester, how can I help you?
Because no, I was just checking. Is there on air?
Who's that?
You on air?
Yes, I'm on air. And if you want to talk something about the party, I can.
No, I don't know anything. I didn't even go to the conference.
All right.
I didn't even watch the conference.
All right, so I'll call you back. All right.
All right. Okay.
Sure. Thought you wanted to come talk about the thing. So we're coming down to the PNP. Got carried off a little bit, but it all ties in. So Massa Mark is there, one of these people who they brought into the country and gave him power, and he's there, and he said he's going to run things in Jamaica. And people are rejecting him. They're pushing back on him, refusing him, but he's pushing in himself, and he thinks he belongs there. So the first one of his tape for the evening that I'm going to play is this one.
Move forward without a government built on integrity that embraces principles of good governance in this country. That is what I believe in. That is how I live my life. I, Mark Jefferson Golding, I'm a born Jamaican, son of the soil. I come from a family family that has given great service to the people of this country. Selfless service to ordinary Jamaicans, building lasting institutions of inclusion to empower persons with disabilities. That is my family tradition. I am who I am. Out of many, one people. I am offering myself to the Jamaican people for service in their interests with the skills, the knowledge, and the experience that I have gained in my life. I don't come here to scrape from the people. I come to serve all Jamaicans. Jamaica with clean hands and a clean heart. Whatever depraved and divisive vulgarities my political opponents may stoop to in their desperation to hold on to power, I will not be daunted. I have no fear of them.
All right. That you just watched, you know, there's a lot in that clip. If you watch Massa Mark's eyes, you're darting all over the place. He's looking very unsure of himself. He's looking like make sure he's getting some kind of approval. Somebody might be there signaling to do what to do and what not to do. And he's looking, his eyes are darting all over. And there's nothing looks sincere about him. And he's what he's doing, he tends to do, he talks about himself. He doesn't talk about the country. He doesn't talk about the party. He talks about himself. It's I, Mark, I, Mark. And it's a cussing out kind of thing. Now, where all of this, why I have to bring this evening. That first, the tape that I played with Dayton Campbell, introducing the man with the hell of a piece of chain around his neck. And he said the only man who could release him from this chain is Massa Mark. Because the Massa, and as my caller in Peter from Queens like to say, where I'm going, what he should be doing, because the entire country was up in arms about this. All throughout the world, wherever the diaspora extends, people are up in arms all over and asking him, and people start demanding an apology. No, what he should have been doing at this meeting this evening, one of the first things, he should have done it from Monday, because he made the speech from Sunday, that speech that he put that slave in, and that he's the one who could free the slave. He should have apologized from, say, Monday when the thing blew up. But to me, what I'm picking up, he says, screw everybody, screw all of you. Screw all of y'all, as Black Americans like to say, and that's not the word I want to use either. It's something start with an F, you know. And it's like him say, F all of y'all, I'm not apologizing to you. I'm not going to be bullied by you. And I'm not, it didn't come out exactly that way, but he has not apologized. So to me, he's saying, screw all of y'all, I'm not even going to apologize to you, because I come here, my family come here, and they work for the work in this country, and I'm entitled to it, and so I'm not apologize to the slaves. As Peter and I come across, Peter would say, Peter said, Massa will never apologize to the slaves. He will never, and I'm one who would be saying, Peter, no, man, he's going to apologize because the thing didn't come out good. But what he did today at that meeting, at that conference, instead of, he's talking to the Jamaican people, he's trying to get the Jamaican people to come, to back him, to come and help him, to give him support. But he said to them, screw you, I'm not even talking to you. And him turn on like him cussing off the JLP, because the JLP, the ruling party, said we need you to apologize. We think you should apologize. And what he's saying to them, screw you, I'm not going to apologize. He's not going, because he has not apologized. So if I say he's not going to apologize, I can't say I don't have to do anything like that. His parents came here to Jamaica, did work in Jamaica. He went away and studied and he come back and he made a lot of money. And that's why he no need for apologize to anybody. And him say him have clean hands and clean heart. No. You made a bag of money through a scheme to a company you had that bought out distressed assets, financial assets in Jamaica. You made a piss pot of money off of it. If I can tell you this, if you're in America and you and your friend, your partner, if you're in America and did what you did, you would have been in jail right now. I'm telling you, because what happened there is insider trading. You were in the government, your buddy was in the government, he knew exactly what would have happened, might have even assisted in making it happen, never make it happen, and as such, the country went through one of the worst financial meltdown. And because of this meltdown, you bought up all of these millions of these assets, distressed assets. And your buddy was a government person who made sure that you and him get the big chunk of this, and you got filthy rich out of it. Now you're telling me about clean hands and pure heart. No capitalist seeing an opportunity, not going to miss an opportunity to make some money. They're not going to miss an opportunity to make some money. So you're telling me about you have clean hands and pure heart? Capitalists don't deal with that. If you're dealing with maybe a socialist who is an altruistic person, who is thinking of the people and trying to help the people, or you made your money for yourself and then you turn around and cuss us and say, I made my money already, so I don't need you guys. I don't need you. Even you're going into an election, instead of you come and say, boy, I lose some people. Look like I might lose some people. Let me go throw myself down at their feet and say, listen, I am so sorry. Instead that you come and you cuss. Let me read some of these comments. A little early, but so much of them. I said, bless up, Comrade Stafford. All right, Stafford. So who is that? Everall Malcolm. All right. So, and then Kean Mitchell said, good night, Kean. And then we go to Everall Malcolm. And he said, the Jamaican people just tired and fed up of all the lies. You understand? So that I'm not saying that, I'm not one saying this because I'm going to start cuss me, but I'm not one saying this. These are people who are listening, and I have a good number of people who have joined me this evening. Let me go to Princess Hall. Princess Hall watching Let's Get Serious about the PNP revolt to move this clown who has no connection of any value to the PNP. He's a faker who will never be a maker and be a maker and a dangerous liar. She says a dangerous liar. And she come back and say, Wholeness JLP is going to wipe this slave goon in local government election. And then there's a Sonia Gale. She said, good night. Yeah, good night, Sonia. Thanks for joining. And then Jamaica politics girl watching. All right, so we have some people in there. Miss one more, Princess, I'll come back and say, Golding gave the JLP $2.5 billion in 2020 to gain US dollars contracts in waivers for its companies. Wholeness Nyamimote. All right, so this man who is now portraying himself as this clean heart and clean hands man. That symbol that he's talking about. It's a trait of the manlies. Clean hands and clean heart. That's what the manlies operate off of. The manlies were socialist people, socialist-minded people. And so if you are working for the people as a socialist, you have to have a clean heart, clean hands, because you can't want it for yourself. When Norman Manley left politics, he left broke, right? Not Michael, I doubt he was any more wealthy. I think he was less wealthy than when he started out, because his family background, they had lands all around up in that Annette Crescent area where Gore Tile Company used to be. And I think one of those Mega Mart or one place around there. The man used to own a lot of those places around there. But Michael probably use it and run election and do all kinds of things. Something that this guy will never do with his own money. So he's there telling people that he have clean hands and pure hearts, and we know it's quite the contrary. That he, that he will never give up his money to save people. And he said he started a fund. What the man name? I always forget this guy name. The one we made, say we're gonna make the fund in him name. But them claim says him found the party. Princess, it's a write it there for me. Let me get it to bring back into memory. Him say this other man who started the party and not the man list, then pushing. But today I noticed him was pushing that. I noticed something that was very telling. I wish I had spoken with some people and said, "What do you think I should say this or say that?" But I noticed Peter Phillips dropped his speech. He gave a speech, and there was something very telling in it. I might not say anything because I don't want them to go over to go strangle him. But all I know Peter just said the leader, the leader or the party leader, nothing else, right? But it's a nice thing and big up the thing and big up the thing. But so there's the schism in the party, which he's pretending that it doesn't exist. I see him grab after one at a time. He was speaking and the mic broke down, and he grabbed after I don't know how or if it's Damien went there by himself or somebody called him said he want to talk to him, and him grabbed me Damien and was talking about and tried to be seen, get pictures taken with him and Damien. I tell you, it was a kind of an awkward situation for Damien on top of it. Because he was just pulling me and hanging out and he was like put up a man in the ear to make it look like them celebrating. But the conference is one of the biggest staged conferences I've ever seen. It look like when you go to church and you're behaving yourself, in prim and proper, only if it's praise and worship time, I might jump up a little bit and sing a song. But the thing was so subdued, so quiet, so like a church. And maybe a Moravian church, one of them real quiet church. And so he was just putting on this show, giving people the impression that he's having a great conference. But if you really study the conference, most of the time, the people are so subdued, so quiet. They have their stage people all over the place with little flags and the vuvuzela. I'm trying to make it sound exciting. It was nothing like that. I watched that thing. I looked for every little sign that I could see, and it was not there. Let me go back a little bit into this, and I'm going to go fun because I know the time is. Oh, by the way, something I forgot. I started and I forgot to do this. Please, anybody who has joined in here, please share, like, and subscribe. Share, like, and subscribe. When you like the live or the program, it helps to push it up to the top of the search engine, and it's good. People will see it quicker. When you subscribe, it puts me in some good position that things are opened up to make it a stronger and a better channel. So I'm asking you, share. When you share, you're doing it for me, pushing it out there. Like it. It helps to push it to the top of the search engine or close. If I could get, whatever, 100, 200, whatever. I'm not greedy, but as many as I can get, and then subscribe also helps it. So let me go to another clip because I don't want to go too fast, so that when I did that one. Now, each of them, when I play them, I'm going to comment on them.
My Jamaican family, time come now to break every chain that is holding this country back. We have had a long, tough, traumatic colonial history in this country. Our journey has been hard. And we are still living with the vestiges of the past that are holding us back. That is why the British King is still the head of state of our land, Jamaica. That is why we are not yet fully on board with the Caribbean Court of Justice as our final court. That is why we are so violent in how we deal with each other. That is why we don't even respect our own Jamaican language in this country. That's why we still deny communities access to their beaches. And it's why we see the government bulldozing houses of vulnerable Jamaicans, people who the state should be protecting, not oppressing. We must build one nation where we are all respected as Jamaicans. That has always been the mission of our party. As our founding father, the Right Excellent Norman Washington Manley, told us, this national movement continues to be composed of an alliance of these classes and others who sympathize with our aims under our banner to work for the freedom of Jamaica. Daddy Manley says so.
All right, trying to see the name of this guy who they're always bigging up, but it will come to me. So the strangest thing is, there's a thing they call a Freudian slip. Freudian slip. Sometimes you have some kind of idea in the back of your mind. As I say, in the back of your mind, if you hide it, you push it back in your mind. But when you're talking to somebody and you just, even though you're trying to pretend or you don't want them to know some things, it will just slip out of your mouth. Or you start a conversation around that thing, not realizing you're giving away yourself. You notice he's talking about chain. He's talking about we came through tough times. Mark Wallen didn't come through any tough times. Mark Wallen's father came on the cruise ship, as Peter from Queens like to say. He came on the cruise ship. He came on the slave ship. He came on the cruise ship. And he's trying to make it sound like we together can. And this is why he's such a misfit. They can't come to a Jamaican audience and talk about we. And then they're playing about my father born. Your father was not born in Jamaica. This is why we're telling you, you're a liar. People tell you over and you talk about clean hands. If you're a liar, you can't have clean heart. You're lying. Your father was not born in Jamaica. And you're doing this thing and coming and talking about your father do this and your father come this. And then you're talking about what we went through and how Court of Justice, Caribbean Court of Justice. You guys are the guys who are creating this thing because you would not have us change the rules in Jamaica. That's why we lost at the referendum. You and your people would not allow us to go to independence or a federation of the Caribbean, because that's what we should have done. That's why we come now form this little flimsy thing them called Common CARICOM. But we should have been one group from way back when. You understand? Yeah, yes, Everald Malcolm. Let me just read this since I look over here. Fake Princess All again says, faker trying to be maker. Golding is a complete misfit under PNP banners. 3,000 people was at the arena. You're lucky you saw that many. But anyway, I'll leave it alone for now. Golding gave the, all right. So you see, he's trying to say this and he's talking this thing about we went through this thing together. We did. He was not, his parents were not anywhere near it. He was not anywhere near it. His parents were, the generation and generation were part of it. Not the Jamaican 95% African stock people are the ones who went through the struggle. We went to the suffering, we went to the brutalization, the beatings and the starvation and the torture and the maiming and all those things. We are the ones who go through. So you cannot represent us, sir. And this is what we're trying to say to you. No, you see, when I talk about the Freudian slip comes from the fact that he knows he's supposed to apologize. He knows he's supposed to say something about this nonsense that he got himself caught up in. But he's trying to think he's fooling somebody by saying something about it. He has to apologize. And I'm saying the Jamaican people should not stop demanding that this man apologize, and in a sincere way, because when he sees the next set of polls and he's going to be looking so bad, he's going to think he can come and BS some people with it and then come give out a little half-hearted thing. They took a decision. He and his people took a decision that they will never apologize. They took that decision. And now he's at the conference and he knows he's supposed to apologize. And instead of apologize, him talking some things about how is we together come through this and we this and we that. And change, to mention the word change. It's a Freudian slip. And him talk about, you know, release you from whatever. Because that's what he was trying to portray. He was trying to send this message that he is the only one who can free the people, right? They even got Buju Banton. I don't know. I said them even got Buju Banton to come through there. I know Buju Banton sing the tune. Only Rasta can free the people. So him grab after Damien, pull Damien into him, show him say man Damien cool. When up to now nobody don't know which seat Damien is gonna get. A key man in the party can't get a seat. Nobody is seeing Damien show them. I think he put out some interest, him of an interest in a seat. I don't know if he got it. But this is a kind of nonsense game they want to play. This minute they're for this, next minute they're for that, and them trying to double play and do this double role business and this nonsense game that they're playing. So you're not fooling anybody with that DS. So you need to get really, first thing you have to do is apologize to the people, ask for forgiveness, and see if them will consider you for the position. You say you're coming with this thing and you want to represent them. The people say them don't want you representing them. And you go and you portray them as you are the man who can save them from chains, which is your 4 pains, put us in chains. We liberated ourselves from the chain. We fought our way out of it. And let me see, John Golden injected polio into the people in 950. I have to be careful about what I read. That is, it's alleged this is an allegation, Miss Princess. So don't make them go to me say and then drag me into them court. Even though I don't think it's possible, but let's kind of be careful here. All right, so now let me go back because there's another. Oops, what up? Sorry. Wrong thing. All right, so I'm gonna go for another clip. But this one, did I do this one, Marshall? Did I do that one? Did this? If it's not the right one, I have to stop it. But let me see.
To achieve the change we need resides in the people of Jamaica. The people have the power to make the change. It is time to free the Jamaican people from the deep sense of frustration and oppression that comes from a system that is not working for the majority of our people. Jamaica must not squander the chance of constitutional reform we are undertaking as a nation at this time. The Constitution is the overarching guide to the way the whole system operates. It is the rules that we have made for ourselves and the processes that govern our lives as a people. The Constitution is not a meal deal, it is a big deal. As a first step, we must reform the Constitution to complete the decolonization process. We need to decolonize Jamaica once and for all. We in the PNP have no interest in moving to a republic while retaining the King's Privy Council in London as Jamaica's final court. That does not make sense to any progressive person. Jamaicans need a final court where they don't need a visa to go there and where the costs of attending court are not way out of their reach. Time come for a Jamaican head of state and the Caribbean Court of Justice as our final court. Decolonization now.
Yeah. So that shouting about the Constitution, isn't it the same thing? Bro God is saying that they're gonna end the thing with the monarchy. They're gonna go for what they call it, a republic state. So, each time when they want to get power, they come with that and they sell us this idea about they want to make Jamaica into a republic. And once they reach in there, they is like they develop amnesia and they don't do anything about it. We saw even way back. I remember when Patterson came down in New York one time, and I went to see him at this college named Medgar Evers College. And Patterson made a big announcement. He's going to make Garvey be taught in school. This one is coming with it, I think one of them cuts that I have him talk about Garvey if I didn't take it, but this is something I know he was talking about making Garvey be taught in school. When they want to get their way, they come with this nonsense. And then when they get in power, it's like, oh, them just develop amnesia and them not do anything about it. And so, you hear the things he's trying to me, I just hear him trying to say a whole heap of things that him think is going to fool somebody. There's nothing genuine about what he's saying. And so he's there throwing out, and to me it's like he's throwing spaghetti against the wall and hoping that something will stick. He's just throwing out all kinds of different things on the wall, throwing like spaghetti, throwing it on the wall and hope something sticks. He doesn't have anything. There's no sincerity about what he's saying. When you hear a Michael Mann is talking, by the time Michael Mann he's in opposition now, so he can't really do anything right now. But I bet you give him power, you would long to see anything that he's talking about. Because very few of them do anything about what they want to say. I see Peter from Queens calling. So let me open the phone to him. I won't take it just right as yet. Just stand by it for me, because I still have another thing and I don't want to leave it behind. And I have let me just see who else is saying something here now.
I'll call it back in 15 minutes or so.
All right, do that. Yeah, please. Yes, do that. So Jamaica demanded to see Mark J. Golden birth certificate. Yeah, he said he was born here and he can't show his birth certificate. So that's another one. A lot of people have been saying this, but you're talking about him born in Jamaica and him father born. This is why we know the lie is lying, because he's saying father born in Jamaica. His father was not born in Jamaica. His father come from Britain, from England. Them used to call themselves Great Britain when them used to rule the seas. But them gradually going in this disappearing act like France will soon start doing, because they're losing all of them free lunch out of Africa. Them started the Africans have grown up and start punching them, France, the bull in the nose and taking back them lunch. Mr. Everald Malcolm saying something, the people was not motivated with Mark's speech. Yeah, there's nothing exciting in the speech. The problem the people are having is the way they went about taking control of the PNP. That's right. That's the other part. I'm going to talk about that a bit. The People's National Party is too big for Mark and his crew. Sad. Now, that is the other part of the dishonesty of the thing. Where they talk about, he's saying his heart is pure and his hands clean. The way they went about taking over the party was the wickedest, most corrupt way. And so now, all of a sudden, him grow a heart. Him was like the tin man, him grow a heart, and like the strong man, him grow a brain. Him start to want to grow a brain, but only because him want power. And I don't care if him getting power, I'm not getting power. But when him talk the nonsense, I'm going to say something. And I know this evening, he insulted the Jamaican people. He insulted the Jamaican people. He never came with an apology. And I kept my mouth shut on this one and said, let me see if he's going to not say anything. And he and his little friend, loudmouth friend, I tell you, I ended up with a headache listening to between him and Daytona, Motormouth Daytona. Between listening to him and Daytona with the loud and them just like a thing you're drawing a nail on what I used to call the old-time chalkboard them. Most annoying thing you get out of them. I was worn out. I have a couple of people who I was hoping would have come join me this evening. But what I said to them before them even tell me, they said, listen, if you feel like you can, recoup yet from it, just, we'll just leave it alone. Maybe another evening we'll pick up, because this is a long speech. The speech was way too long, saying nothing, just regurgitating old stuff. I bet him going to some old Peter Phillips speech and him going to some old in speech writing, I'm going to some old Beverly Manley, not Beverly Manley. See, that's a Freudian slip there. You know, some old Sister P thing, and them just come up and just throw these whole things like they're making a tass salad, you know, throw all kind of things in the bowl and to stir up this salad. Nothing in there that says nothing new is in there. There's no way how they're gonna do this. Nothing. And they think we're so stupid that because that's what them always think, black people. Them always think we're stupid. That's the first thing. So we're so stupid that they can come and just talk this nonsense and we just gobble it down like them have a treatment when them fattening ducks in France and put a tube down them throat and force the food down there and them get fat. So I think we had those ducks in France. Let me see where Mr. Malcolm is saying. Yes, Stafford, Mark is like the tin man. He grow a heart. real talk. Yeah. You need to grow a heart. Yeah, that's what you mean. He needs to grow a heart. And then Princess said it was all sloganeering. Exactly like a no talent DJ on the mic and a flap dance. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just talking about a whole heap of things. Just a whole heap of things, just throwing up all these things and say, like the tass salad. But it's not coming from a genuine place. And I come about him have clean hands and pure. Nonsense. You could not do what you did. You are the ones, you same one, Massa Mark, you same one talk about, we are gonna pay for this. You told your friends, we're gonna pay for this. What you did. You said we're gonna pay for this. Let me just see what this person is. It could be she's sending something and I want to share it. Right. You're gonna pay for this. And because of what you guys did was corrupt the way you did it. Let me see what Natalie say. All right. No. Oh, she probably just pushing out some stuff. This is worth mentioning. They tried to remove Norman Manley and the resistance made them change it. That's right. They were busy working to remove the Manley's name from the foundation. That's the name of the man I'm trying to remember. Who they said is that man who found it, and not Norman Manley. And it's the resistance, as she say, put up a fight, and yeah, no, actually, I think I saw Paul well there. He was there. I saw him very early. This person, Nazi saying that the silence of few of the people. Damien was there. Damien is the one who he grabbed up. After a while, he grabbed onto Damien and pulled him close to him. And Paul well was there. The only one I didn't see is Lisa. I didn't see Lisa. But she might have been there, but I didn't see her. But I saw Paulwell and I saw Damien. He made us. You're gonna see some pictures coming out in the paper. That's the man. Fairclough, not Faithclough. Fairclough, the man's name is. And thanks, Princess. It's Maurice Campbell. Thanks, Maurice. Fairclough. So those two people are there, but the only one I didn't see, and it's possible she could have been there, but Lisa you didn't see Lisa. And but Damien, man, him hung on to Damien like when them call them leech, grab on something, and you have to take some fire to get them off. And after a while, him take off Damien and him put him up in the air and wave. I mean, it was the most, I think Damien was, oh my God, what is this? It was the most awkward moment. Because one of the time you just swear the most going to kiss. The way him have the man, so I twist him up and and so he's trying everything to create this false narrative, creating a false narrative. I want to try and bring in Peter. So let me go to the last clip. Let me see who else is there. Everyone, yes, Lisa. You say, well, all three of them were there because Everell Malcolm said she was there. She was in all red. All right. So I saw Philip Paulwell and I saw Damon and Everell is saying he saw Lisa. She was in all red. So they were all there. People, the people who are in the party, I think they've made an effort to make sure that it doesn't appear that they are fighting him or anything like that. But the truth of the matter, he's also just a clumsy person. He's clumsy at what he's doing. Let me play this last clip and then I can ask Peter to call me back. Let me go on to this next clip.
People, a corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. I do not support corruption. Corruption takes money away from children's education. It deprives hospitals of basic necessities. It means that roads are not fixed. Corruption deepens inequality. It siphons off taxpayers' money to make a few cronies richer with political connections instead of benefiting the people. This government has been doing everything it can to weaken and undermine the Integrity Commission, which is an institution that I designed as Minister of Justice and brought the legislation to Parliament to fight corruption in this country.
Yeah, so you know, this is just busy trying to make himself look valued, like him have some kind of value. But him is just a useless person. He brings nothing to the table. There's a part further down in the speech where he talks about, maybe shortly after this one, but I couldn't put any more, where he's still pushing this narrative about he was the one who brought the marijuana thing. He wrote the bill because he was the one with the legal skill set. But it was the young man there, Price. It was Price who brought it to the Parliament for the first time. And because he was so young and brash and daring, he brought it. And when I think Sister P, she so loved those young people, she made sure to push the thing through the Parliament, and it worked. You know, because a young man could always, if anything, somebody could always say, yo, you know, it's like a young guy, it's a mistake you make. You know, we're not going to do that. If somebody just push back hard enough, but Jamaicans were ready for that change. And then he, being the legal luminary is supposed to be, he was able to put write the bill, because he was also the justice minister. I think he was, you know, acting in the role as a justice minister. So he got the job to put it together. It's not him bringing it, it's Price, Raymond Price, who brought it to the Parliament. You know, so this honesty, when you talk about, I think people we have no brain or we have no memory. That remember him, we remember who he is. We remember it's him and him crew, rise people, them undermine Dr. Peter Phillips, tore down that party, destroy the party. And then when it suited them, no, because them can't go, them still can't go anywhere, because them don't have the full support of the people even now. And worse yet, before them come and them pulling these people, they couldn't do it on their own. They tried it. But the hour of decision is pulling near. Because I tell you, if it's not some scam polling that went on, if it's not a scam, if the do that poll is not a scam, I'm telling you, expect an election within the next 6 weeks. Because if I were Hollis, that's what I did. 6 weeks from now, I get the local government election. And then you know who's lying and who's telling the truth. Because the people said them don't want to. And you're coming with this bag of lie. Peter, you can call back now if you're hearing me. I don't know if you tune into me. Let me see if I can do it for you, just in case. You know, so it's a bag of nonsense. So this is like maybe chapter 1 in that 1 hour speech. Maybe I get tired of it and just move away and don't even bother with it. But I thought that I had to. Here it is. Yeah, I just thought I had to do something with it this evening. I didn't want to, and because there are so many other things happening that tied in nicely. And one of them is a coup, which what they did was a coup, and then all the other stuff that are coming down. So Peter, what are you saying? Let me get your stuff up here. Yeah, what's going on?
More Mr. Perkins, I hate being right, you know. But remember when I said to you, you know, I said, riddle me this and riddle me that. Guess me this riddle and perhaps not. What is it going to take for Massa Mark to apologize to the Jamaican people for their slave play in foist onto the public? And I told you, Mr. Perkins, the answer was to take the F out of fat and the F out of way. But as everybody know, there is no effing way, Mr. Perkins, that Massa Mark will apologize to his slaves.
Yeah.
A master does not apologize to his slaves, Mr. Perkins.
And here is and I'm telling you, I'm not gonna let this one go. This part of it, I'm not gonna let go because I'm gonna remind this is the 7th. I think today is a Sunday. He said it last Sunday. So Sunday to Saturday is 7 days. So this is like the 8th day. And he has not apologized yet. He has not apologized.
Mr. Perkins, a master does not apologize.
And I'm telling you, Peter, right now I'm beginning to believe you. Trust me. No, well, we know that the master wouldn't, but I'm just saying in this situation where he would want to say him is not Massa Mark. And I'm just saying no, for sure he's proving himself to be Massa Mark because he will never apologize. And in fact, he will never apologize. Him saying a master does not apologize to his slaves. And I agree with you then. Let me put it like that. Yeah.
I mean, the PNP party, all them people said I'm going to come out to come support a man who's running fourth in a two-man race. And then they turn on a broke over there after them I'm going to support man who run fourth in a two-man race.
Yeah.
You look at when you say to yourself, say, my God, the cold really get them hard, Mr. Perkins. The cold really get them hard. Because, listen to me, man, it don't make no sense, Mr. Perkins. It makes no sense at all. When you're part of a culture, Mr. Perkins, facts don't matter, you know. Only feelings. If the cult master said you kill, you kill. If the cult master said jump, you say, oh, hi.
Yeah.
Jamaica's in a serious state of affairs, Mr. Perkins.
Serious state. And what they didn't bargain for is that people like, let me say us, because I want to bring in everybody who is here in attendance here this evening. They never bargained for us that we would stand up the way we are standing up, because he came with this thing, made this whole heap of nice, living with a bad idea, you know, and I would say the one where them called Daytona. Man, it's like he was going crazy because he was just shouting and it was awful thing to watch.
Mr. Perkins, Peter Phillips come out and give a speech along the lines of what we've been talking about. Peter said the country have jobs, but it's poverty jobs. He said too many jobs that people might wash windshield. The same thing we said when Jamaica leading the world, Mr. Perkins, is leading the world in poverty jobs.
Yep.
Pushed out by these poverty pimps like Massa Mark.
Yep.
And the problem, Mr. Perkins, you hear what Peter said? Peter said we don't want any more squatters. We don't want any more squatters. And what Massa Mark said, we're going to defend the squatters then. Yeah. That's why me Charlie, man, Mark capture everything golden enough. Mark capture everything golden. In capture house, capture land, in capture car. In capture everything, Mr. Perkins. How you going to have a country in which you have to capture everybody's land, house, and car, and then turn on and say you can have law and order? It doesn't make no sense, Mr. Perkins.
Absolutely none. Absolutely none.
Man, I run fourth in a two-man race, and man, I go there blow Vuvuzela. My God, man.
No, but you're lucky him. That's not even the part. Well, I know you like that little line, but the part that gets me, the man portrayed them that him is them slave master and him can release them and him can free them, and them going there and celebrating him and blowing Vuvuzela at him. That is the most scary part for me. The other part where them want things him run for in a two-man race or whatever, it's one thing. the reality of what was happening there seemed this man came and he insulted an entire nation, and everybody ball out. It's not we don't even see the fullness of the balling out yet, you know. Everybody ball out and watch for this week when you're going to see everybody going to start reacting, because they now realize, and them hear when people hear me say they're going to react to it. Because the man come and he insulted the entire nation, insulted the whole race of people. And when the people say, no, you can't say that. It's like back in the days when them used to have people in America down in the South riding in the back of the bus. And when Martin Luther got to them and said, no, the people don't want to ride in the back of the bus. Them said, no, them love riding in the back of the bus. Let them ride in the back of the bus until black people put up a resistance and say, we're not spending one more red cent on these buses. And because it was running, sending the buses bankrupt, the company bankrupt, they changed and said, all right, we can start sitting elsewhere, and we don't have to sit in the back of the bus. So it's the same kind of thing here. Him tell himself, say, we love being treated like slaves. We love the idea of him go up there with him ball and chain and put it on the man's neck, and him alone have the key for release man. Him go up there and take the chain off of the man. You saw him hold up the chain up in the air like victory of him release black people, African people out of slavery. That's the image of that what I find to be very dangerous, very telling.
He fastened himself off of Abraham Lincoln himself. He said Lincoln freed the slaves, although that's not even true. The slaves free themselves.
Yeah.
But my person, why? Listen to me. We start to Jamaica. We know how much decent
that to me is a more realistic part of what is going on. There are little one-liner thing them funny, but we're talking about a serious business right here. So to say that this man went out, insulted us, and then him come back and spoke at the annual conference, the party's annual conference, and all of them people sit down, them black people sit down, them African, them people of African stock, the whole of them, maybe about 10 white people are in there. And him don't say, ladies and gentlemen, let me just do this. And say, I will never meant this way or that way. It might have come over that way, because, sometimes things slip. And where you think one will think is funny. Him says, screw all on of F on him. I'm not apologizing. That's what he did this evening.
Mr. Perkins, said, take the F out of fat and the F out of way. There is no effing way you're going to get him to apologize.
No, I will tell you something. He's going to have to apologize. I mean, I'm telling you this right now. You're just at the beginning of this thing. So don't even gotta get me mad by just even repeat that one more time. He's gonna apologize. I promise you this. He's gonna apologize. All right.
Mr.
So
Perkins, boy, you look at your
no, I'm not telling him I'm gonna apologize. I'm telling you he's gonna apologize. He has to apologize. When him say the next poll, he will apologize. Yeah, he will find a way to apologize. But what is it now? It's just about that 20 minutes past now, which give me about 1 hour and 20 minutes. I don't like going too much longer. I think we have made our point this evening. I have more to bring, and when I package it, the next set of things to talk about it, because we have to keep featuring this. He thinks it's the end of it, and I think this is just the beginning, because I watched and said, let me see if it's gonna go. I know what you're saying, accept what you're saying, and it is obvious, but we will make him grow out, just like how whole of people are getting ready for demand apology from the whole of Europe. Them that say one time we will never apologize, but they're going to apologize, because when them Africans don't take all the resources from them, make them go have to apologize. Already Macron starting. You understand? Yeah. Primrose, all of them mash up PNP. Yes, but we the people, him mentioned something about people, we the people must make him apologize. That's what I'm saying, because we the people are much more powerful and stronger and more than them. And that's why I'm saying we are going to make them apologize. We're not asking, we're not big for that. Just like Europeans, who tell them the same thing with Europe. Them tell them they're not going to apologize. I think it's 1 or 2 times I hear them say they're not going to apologize. And I watch Macron being brought to his knees now, and him getting ready to apologize. He has apologized already, as a matter, but it's not the fullness of the way people want it. Because when him going, instead of paying 80 cents for uranium, him going to pay $200 for the uranium, and he won't be the one making the money. It's the Africans who will be making the money. And that's why he's so hell-bent he wants to invade that country. But we him don't know, them preparing for him because they're forming one block between the previous four, plus the Gabon so much, but who the hell knows what's gonna come out of this new one, Congo Brazzaville. But they are going to have to apologize. And likewise, Mark Wallen will have to apologize. With them like that. Time, leave everything to time. Him said, time come, me say time come too. Peter.
Yes, Mr. Perkins.
Thanks for coming on. We've been here, we're almost, it's like 10:16. We're going up to the hour where, I don't want to go too long because sometimes people will listen back, but if it's too long, they don't spend the time. I want to tell all of my nice people who join me this evening, all the good people who join me, who following this thing and who are understanding this thing, that we have to put it to him and make him know he must do what he must do when he's supposed to apologize. And we are gonna demand it. Because certain things you can't, certain things you have body, you have courts, you have all kind of things. You can take them in, you can take him into court and force his ass to apologize. So if it even come down to that, we'll deal with him. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining me this evening. I hope I brought some value to your listening. Again, I want to congratulate Sherika Jackson for bringing us great joy again. We know it's not the Olympics last night. Oh, it's today. It wasn't the Olympics today, but next year, it's coming up very soon next year, and we're looking forward to that. And, it's going to be some exciting times because we have new athletes coming on board. A lot of new athletes, the young guys are coming, the stronger they're growing from strength to strength. So we can expect fireworks next year. And Sherika is coming for her world record, and I think she's going to get it. All right. So thank you, guys. Have a good night. Have a blessed night. Have a blessed week. And see you, hopefully, I don't know how soon. Last week I was there every night. So maybe I might be able to have the energy to do it this week too. Have a great night. Bye.